welcome back to the channel. So as you can tell by the title of this video, we are finally going house hunting. I'm so excited. I'm honestly not sure how many houses we're visiting today. I'm pretty sure we're just gonna kind of be told along the way like where to go to the next one, but we're gonna meet up with my realtor. It's like 9:30 a.m. right now, so we are starting bright and early in the morning. Ethan is here. We were able to kind of go together, which I'm very glad for, just because it's a little bit easier with someone else here, so I can focus on the surrounding area and be able to take notes and all of that stuff. So I'm gonna vlog along so you can see a little bit of the inside of the houses, and obviously you're not gonna get a full view of everything because I do need to focus and be able to write notes down, but I hope you will enjoy being taken along on this little process. I'm honestly like, I guess I don't know what to feel, because I just feel like, oh, if I'm seeing a bunch of houses, I have to make a decision today. But like, I definitely don't. So, but I'm just more, like, I don't know, houses don't stay on the market forever. So like, if I do like something and feel like I could live there, I like want to snag it before other people do, but we will, I guess, see how today goes. Okay, we made it to the first property. We are just waiting for the realtor to get here, but we drove around a little bit of the surrounding area and like the other homes in this neighborhood, and it's not terrible. There are definitely some houses that like are a little more run down. What? Oh, like the one next to it, you're saying? But there's definitely some that look nicer that were probably like flipped, and they're newer people that have lived in here. So I'm thinking that like the more rundown houses are like people that have been here forever and just like haven't left yet. But so it's definitely not fully out of the question, because safety is definitely a big priority. But we did get an update. We are seeing 5 different properties today that are kind of all over Orlando in like different areas. So that'll be kind of cool just to see, and we'll drive around and see how everything feels. But from the outside of the house, this specific house like looks nice. It's definitely probably a flip, and then a lot of the information on the listing is like new roof, new AC, like new all of that, so we wouldn't really have to deal with a lot of big expenses right out of the way as far as things like the roof going bad and stuff like that. But so we'll just wait for Libby to get here and then start touring. All right, just finished up with the first house and we're on our way to the next one. Overall, first house wasn't terrible. It's definitely a flip, and like everything is kind of new and freshly painted and all of that, but Olivia was able to point out a lot of places where they kind of like did a quick job and didn't do everything necessarily correctly. One thing was interesting, they took the garage, or I guess was the garage, and they turned it into like a finished room, which was a really big space, but it was good. It would be good for like a audition space. It would be great to like dance in. There's plenty of space. But we did notice with the floor, like there was a bunch of like ants crawling around. I didn't know if there was like gonna be water damage and stuff like that. I found some cabinets that were like slightly crooked, and some cracks in the stucco and like just things like that. So it is like something to keep in mind with like a quick flip, because you don't want to have to deal with those problems after the fact and like make it a bigger headache than like you thought it would be. So it's just something to keep in mind like with new flips like that. But yeah, just gonna look at some more places and hopefully, I don't think a lot of them are flips. I think a lot of them are like just people moving out or whatever, but we'll see. Alright, just finished with house number 2, and I'm learning very quickly with all these houses that the pictures online look really great, but then you are seeing a lot of issues within the houses as soon as you get in, which are just like gonna cost you more. The house was nice. Like, it was 4 bedrooms, but the bedrooms were kind of small, so we were just talking about there was a lot of renovations we would need to do to really make the house what I would want it to be. The backyard was beautiful, but I have to put in a fence, and there's no access to the backyard from the house. Like, you'd have to go out the garage to go in there. But so just things seemed kind of small compared to like, to try and like, oh, add another bedroom, but like you didn't really need the extra bedroom type of thing. The appliances will be in there by the time the house would close. Olivia said they just, I guess, took them out for some reason, but we did at one point find a mouse that scurried across the floor as soon as we came back in, which scared the shit out of me. So an exterminator would also be necessary. And it was a chunky mouse too. I was scared.
Oh, he's living alone and eating.
The living daylights out of me. But my biggest thing is that the area does not feel safe to me. That I did not like the area, I didn't like the surrounding houses. There were some that were nice, but like, it's just in general, it doesn't seem like a safe neighborhood to me. And I just, that's really important to like feel safe, especially at night and like all of that. But the next house we're going to is in an area more closer to where I'm living now. It is, I do know ahead of time, it is backed up to the turnpike. Like, the turnpike wall is at the backyard, which Olivia said it is very loud, so we'll see how loud it actually is. But she said it's more like a cookie cutter neighborhood, so like the surrounding houses are probably gonna be a bit nicer, just because this is closer to where I'm currently living now, and that area is a lot nicer. But we will see. I'm honestly feeling a little discouraged because it's just so hard to like see all of these improvements that need to be made to the house, and like you would want to get them done so quickly, but like that's just extra cost on top of like all the stuff you're already paying to buy a house. So it's just very hard. All right, just finished house number 3. Honestly, of the 3 we've looked at so far, this one is my favorite. It's by no means perfect. There are definitely still things that would need to be done to it, but it has a lot of potential. It's in a much better neighborhood. It is backed up to the turnpike, which the sound wasn't really noticeable from inside the house. You could obviously hear it outside, the cars driving by, and we weren't there during rush hour, so we didn't hear the full potential of the sound. But I think that backyard had a lot of potential. And there's an avocado tree in there, like a full-grown avocado tree. And she said the neighbors had a mango tree, so we could do a little tradesies and get some mangoes. Yeah, as soon as you walked in, you had this huge ceilings throughout the whole house, and the living room, and I guess it would also be like a dining room area, was like very open, which was very nice, especially from the kitchen. And just the things that would want to be changed do not need to be changed necessarily right away, which is nice. But yeah, it has potential. Olivia was also mentioning that like you have to think about if you want to resell the property in a few years or whatever, like this backyard and the turnpike is going to be a big negative point for people, because not everyone is going to want to deal with that, and not everyone is going to like see the value in it even if you upgrade the backyard. So it's just something to think about, because like that's something I could get over, like living there, but I know not everyone is gonna want to do that, and not everyone is gonna be as open to different things. So we'll see. The next house that we are looking at is probably the one I'm most excited to see, because it has solar panels that are already paid off, so that saves you on energy bill, and it has an in-ground pool that it does not have the classic cover that most Florida pools have, I feel like I did read in the listing that the pool needed some work. So we'll see what that necessarily means, but that pool was a very big like interest point for me, just because I love the idea of having a pool and that doesn't have a cover. So I'm very interested to see that backyard, but yeah, we will see. Hopefully this area is nice, because most of the areas just haven't been that nice, but we're gonna see. And then we have one more property after that. All right, we just finished house number 4. I mean, I see a lot of potential in it. I think, like Olivia was pointing out different things that would like, or either need to be cleaned or whatever, and I really like the layout of the house. I think it like looks really nice. Unfortunately, the master bedroom, it just seems very, very small, and both bathrooms are pretty small, but I would almost think to use one of the other bedrooms as the master, because it just seems bigger, and the way the closet is laid out, I think just would work a little bit easier. And like the bathroom is right across the way, so it's not like, yeah, this is this other house. But I love that backyard, I really do. It's like, the weird thing about the pool is that it goes right up to the screened-in lanai, which is a little odd. So I was talking about either you take out the lanai in total, so you don't have a screened-in anything, or you just move this ending screen to be a little closer in, so you have a divider between the pool and the lanai. But I love that it's in-ground. I love that it's not covered. There's still a good chunk of grass to make a garden. There's a big shed that you can store all of your lawnmowers and all of that stuff in. And I would feel pretty good about, since growing up with a pool majority of my life, that I would be able to figure out how to maintain a pool properly. But yeah, I thought the kitchen was nice, how it was laid out, and where the laundry would go would create a nice mud room off of the garage. I don't know, I just kind of liked it. It is a foreclosed home, so Olivia said that would be just a little bit more of a process as far as like dealing with the bank and getting approved for it or whatever, however that process works. But I don't know, I just like, I don't know out of this one and the one before that which one I liked better necessarily, but they were both good options, I feel like. What did you think?
I thought it was nice. The master was definitely small.
Yeah.
But overall the layout was very nice. I liked how you can make the family room kind of that back room.
Yeah.
Kind of use that front room as a whole dining area.
Yeah.
There's a lot of potential in there. It just depends on the timing of it, with it being a foreclosure.
Yeah. I don't know. All right, we're on to our last home. We'll see what this one has to offer. Okay, just finished our last house. This one was kind of funny because it was being lived in by the current owners, so like they left like while we were there, but it was still like fully furnished with all of their stuff, which all of the other houses were not. They were pretty bare bones and empty. So this was interesting because you could fully tell the type of people living there and like their personalities, which is really funny, which you can probably tell from some of the clips that like they had a really funny shower curtain that like had like different like writing on it, and it was just really funny to like see their whole personality like in the house. I really like the layout of this house. It had a nice kind of like wraparound type of layout with the bedrooms. They did turn the garage into a 4th bedroom, which I don't think was necessary. I mean, it probably was necessary for them, but I wish it would have stayed a garage, just because Olivia mentioned that you don't know how hot that room gets when it gets to be like in the middle of the summer. So this one they were offering $5,000 towards the closing costs for the buyers, so that was nice because that would lower your closing costs. The appliances in the kitchen looked really nice. It would be a really good kitchen for entertaining. It's not granite countertops, but like the overall look at the kitchen still looked really nice. And the backyard was huge. They had a lot of like sheds and kid furniture and all that stuff in there, but that would all kind of be taken out, but it would create a nice like blank canvas basically to create what we wanted with that backyard. But yeah, it was another, just had a lot of potential that I really liked. I don't know, the floors were really nice too, but I think I made the decision that like I don't think I'm gonna put an offer on any of these houses just yet, because we do have a lot of time still before we would need to move anywhere. And I thought the closing would take a lot longer than it actually does, but apparently it only takes like a month and a half really, so we don't really want to make a decision just yet. But I think we're just gonna keep looking and see if we can find a house that fits more so exactly what I'm looking for and doesn't have as much work that needs to be done. But I'm glad we were able to tour 5 different properties today, and especially the last 3, I think we all kind of saw potential in, much more than the first 2. First 2 wasn't really a big fan of, but we're gonna keep looking, and hopefully Olivia said like the right house will find you, so hopefully that just all works out, since we do have quite a bit of time until we really need to actually make a decision. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming along. As always, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below to stay up to date on my latest content. You can also follow me on Instagram or TikTok at Graf100 to stay up to date on the content there. And I will see you next week, Thursday at 6 p.m.